All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we got a great show for you today. We got Digital Soul Presents in the house. We got singer, songwriter, MC, producer, filmmaker, very talented brother. One of my young brothers. I'll call him my working brother because we've done a couple of things together already, and that's amazing. And so I'm very, very honored to have this brother come on and talk about some of his work and some of his future projects. I want to introduce Brother Trezay Clinton in the house today. What
How
up,
y'all doing out there? Yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, G. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for
Already,
being
yeah.
here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your time, man. And I want to talk about your career and all the amazing things that you've done, man. Because your background is very eclectic, which is one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you because you're a man of many hats. Which I admire, because you got your hand in this, you got your hand in this, and that and the other. So I want to touch upon all that stuff. But first of all, let's backtrack a little bit. You from Cali, right? From the state of California.
Yeah, I was born in Pomona Valley Hospital.
Pomona, yeah, West
Pomona,
Coast of the
man.
house.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So talk
yeah.
about let's talk about Trezay, from in the West Coast, growing up. First, we know, those that don't know, they must be living under a rock, but we already know that you do come from a very musical family, but you are an individual. So I want to focus on, you growing up and coming into your own as far as, when you decided on music and how it entered your life at a young age.
Well, 1992, 92. Yeah, born in Pomona Valley Hospital. We lived in West Covina in an apartment complex called Fair Valley Villa. And man, earliest like memories is probably, like 3, 4 years old. And daddy, mommy, siblings, my big brother, sister, baby Barbarella. She's
Yeah.
named after my grandfather's daughter, my father's sister. That's the first Barbarella. Then mommy and daddy named my little sister Barbarella. And then Tat Wamps the Jag. We was all born and we lived there until we moved down to Florida. We'll get to that part. Yeah, well, my baby brother, I just gotta, talk about him real fast. I love him. So Tang and Yika, Tang Lewis. He got a bunch of fire music and stuff like that, all of them. So I can't wait to share that stuff. But yeah,
Hey,
growing up there, daddy and mommy, I always, playing music around the house, a bunch of P-Funk and stuff, and going to the shows. The shows was different when I was little. So I
yeah.
got to be around, like just the most amazing things, the most amazing people, Gary Scheider, Belita Woods,
Yeah.
Uncle Boogie, Michael Hampton, all the ones and stuff, Uncle Frankie and stuff, the bird and flying around the show and the big skull smoking the joint and stuff like that. So it was spooky, it was scary, like it was, a big play and it was like almost being at like Universal Studios or something. And yeah, that music was always playing. I always loved, like, I'm saying, the things that they was listening to and hearing daddy play the guitar around the house and stuff like that. And so the music was always there, beating on stuff with little forks and spoons and things like that. But probably six, we moved from LA when I was 5 and we moved down to Tallahassee. And
Oh,
granddaddy had a studio down there in Monticello. We lived in Tallahassee. Mommy and daddy had my baby brother Tang. And man, I got Shigella. It's a crazy combination of like chicken pox and something else when I first started like first grade when we got down
oh,
there.
wow.
I
Wow.
was in the hospital for like months. It was crazy. The chicken pox. I couldn't talk or walk. Like Resident Evil just came out. Pizza
Wow.
Hut was like delivering the PlayStation demo games. I was like 6. I just all those memories and stuff like that. But I was to jump in it, like no matter where we went and stuff, the music was there, and like there was always that trombipulation record on the wall, and I didn't know like who it was, and it always scared me. But I liked it for some reason. It was super dope to me. So that's the first like image, I remember
Yeah,
of that early impact of that thing. And it started from there, and always been in music class and like elementary school and stuff. So when I moved down to Florida, it really, really got started because I started first grade and got into a little band class and stuff like that. So I was introduced to like xylophones and stuff like that. And
yeah,
those being like, the format and pattern of keys is what really got me introduced to when I got to the keyboard and stuff like that. It was those same notes and stuff. So that was real cool, and all the drum lines down there in Florida. So being in school like that, being in drumline and moving to Monticello, granddaddy had a studio there, and we go into third grade real fast. I'm on the drum line and stuff like that. And granddaddy's got all these people coming down there recording, and one day in the company car we had a Pathfinder. And then the studio was like in the middle of woods, you know what I'm saying? It was a long dirt road, and it was like Jefferson Elementary School, Monticello. And Bread Man came and picked me up from school one day, and it was the coldest thing. How he sent him when he got in the city to come pick me up from school. I just got done after school being in band class and got back to the studio. And those are probably my earliest recordings with like Mike P and Daddy and Jerome Rogers and
oh
Dwayne
wow,
Judgy. That's when it
yeah,
was like the recording started.
yeah,
So third grade is when the vocals started, and on from there we'll get back into it. But I just had to have that introduction of how that got started and stuff. And
yeah,
thank you for letting me get that out there to the people and express that and share that with you too, bro. So yeah.
yeah. And so we talking about late '90s about that point,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's from 92 to 98, those 6 years,
yeah,
LA to Florida. And then
yeah.
third grade on, then we moved back to the West, and then we'll get, to that
So
section.
so what was that like, man? Because that had to be kind of, I know you got out there and the recording started, but that had to be kind of a bit of like a culture shock, like moving from LA, because like Tallahassee is like a lot of land, it's a lot of country.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that had
yeah.
to be like a big culture shock. How'd you adapt to that?
Well, I mean, it was beautiful. It was little things that made a big difference for me. The school, we lived on Ridgeway in Tallahassee, and the school was directly across the street from this house. It was the first house
Mm,
I lived in because we always lived in Fair Valley Villa in the apartments
yeah,
in
yeah,
West Covina. So when we moved down there, we lived in a house on Ridgeway. It was super dope. It was
yeah.
different. The school was directly across. One day I just learned to ride a bike, and my shoelace got caught in the chain in front of the house, and it like whipped me down to the ground. I'm trying to get it out, and
Oh man.
I'm throwing little rocks at the front door trying to get like somebody attention. You feel me? And I look up, and it's like the biggest owl. Like it's the biggest owl. That mug big. So
Oh
that
man.
was different. All of because younger too in California, Uncle Georgie, yeah, George Clinton Jr. Man, he when he come to California, his thing was always to take me across the street to the field to catch lizards. So
Mm,
that's how like I got into like the animals, and my favorite animal's always been a lizard because of Uncle Georgie. He would take me
yeah,
to catch him. He put him on top of his head and scare daddy with him and stuff. So
that's dope.
it was really cool to do that. So when I got down there and seen all the big salamanders and geckos and stuff like that, that was
Mm,
refreshing. And Uncle Georgie was down there. So
yeah,
he started
yeah.
doing like super cool stuff, showing me like the banana spiders, like super big black and yellow spiders, catching like armadillos, pointing out
Wow.
crocs in the woods. Like Uncle Georgie is just like Granddaddy, super nature boy. So yeah,
Yeah.
them the jungle boys, you feel me? And I love it on them because it introduced me to I love nature too, and just to
Yeah.
dig into that helped me, incorporate that in the music. That's one of the best place to write and create,
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
nature. So
Yeah.
it was
Find
super
peace.
culture.
Yeah,
Yep. It was
yeah,
different
absolutely.
moving down there because yeah, the city to the lands like that, all in that country like that. It was different. Boiled peanuts, pickled eggs, all that stuff. Yeah, we ain't I had to get introduced to all of that. And we lived in Hollyfield too on the south side of Tallahassee. So we was in the bricks. So I got the country, I got the hood, and then I got like in the middle of the woods. So
A little bit
it
of
was beautiful.
everything.
Yeah, it was a good amount of time to be able to revisit and the whole neighborhood welcome me
Yeah,
back. So yeah, that's awesome.
cool,
Yeah.
cool. Now I know you mentioned drum lines, man. So I'm assuming drums the first instrument that you picked up as a child?
Drums would be the first official instrument. Yep.
Okay,
And yep, because when we moved to Monticello, that was the studio. So Uncle Georgie was there, Mike P was there, Dwayne Dungy, Jerome Rogers, Kendra Foster, like the whole
yeah,
squad was just like we had so many people, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And he had that live room. And that was the first time I got on the drums. And I'm not sure we just had this conversation a while, like not too long ago when I just seen Granddaddy, and I asked him, was it the Red Hot Chili Peppers drum set that I played? And he said, no, it wasn't them. He was like, they're like them, but it's another band he had at the house. And one day I came home from school, and that was Jefferson Elementary. So I
Okay,
just got on the drum line, and I was on snare first. I always really liked the toms of the quads. I just dig
yeah,
that sound, the bass drum, and cymbals, all of that. But
yeah,
yeah, the teacher, he was super cool. He put me on snare, and it's something else that pop on that marching snare. So it was good to like, and then especially down there with FSU and FAMU and stuff like that, playing like the little kids in front of the big, like real big bands and stuff.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
was an amazing experience. So he definitely got me started on the drums. Went back to the studio. That drum set was there the first time I got on the drum set. They walked in and stuff, and I stopped, and they were like, "No, keep playing and stuff." So that's where the drums started.
Mm,
But then like there was keyboards around and stuff like that. Jerome Rogers was there, and then Quays came down. Granddaddy had
mm,
Quays come down, and Quays had, I don't know exactly. He always when he tell the story, he always say the machine it was. It may have been some type of NPC or something, but he know the number and everything.
okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, I had to." He made helped me and showed me like how to make my first beat. You feel me? And
Yeah,
yeah, I was
yeah.
like 8 years old. I was Monticello and stuff like that. So all that stuff was around the drum set. But right before we moved, I had did a gig and Daddy had brought me out, and we performed downtown Tallahassee at some place for Kendra, and I played drums for Kendra, and that was like my first show on drums.
And how old were you then?
I was 8.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was 8. Yeah, and daddy, and
Damn.
I played the whole show too. Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, it was on. It was I don't even know, man. It was just the funk. It had to be. You did, cause I
Yeah.
don't. That was something else. I mean, everybody, all the teachers, and Granddaddy said all the time, it's about the teachers.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to all my music teachers throughout grade school and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, and all
And
of
it,
the funky family for sure.
it sounds like it was the inevitable too, man. Because like, from what you're saying, it sounds like it was just always around. So it was some way somehow everywhere you turned, there was an instrument or it was music, so something was happening.
Oh
So
yeah.
it was bound to happen anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah. So with the drum line, was there? Did you started a group in high school or was in a group in high school? Am I mistaken?
No, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a few groups.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a few groups, but the main musical group probably would have been Crown G is what we started.
Okay.
And Crown G was a collective of like all these different types of kids around the neighborhood that I grew up with that I just like appointed positions, younger, older, and stuff like that. And they just all brought something super special to the table, all different nationalities and stuff like that, backgrounds from different places. One kid,
Mhm.
Great Dane, he's Peruvian, and his little brother Steven and his big brother Miguel, that family was just that's how I got into film.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Gonzalez, Great Dane, man. He's a beast. When the iPod video first dropped,
Yeah.
he had Crown G going. He started shooting. He was like, "Look, bros, we got a iPod video,"
Mm.
and we filmed it's a music video on YouTube. It's called Crown G Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light, and we little,
Okay.
like we super little, and we shot that video with the iPod video until we finally
Wow.
got into the DSLRs and things like that. So, yeah,
That's
I
awesome,
filmed the
man.
thing. So yeah, that's how I started Crown G, and yeah, CIinton. We had like had some P Unit. Yeah, P Unit was sixth grade. That's when I came back. It was crazy. P Unit was the Cameron era where when he had the pink on, the Pink Panther and the
I
pink do
remember.
rag.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
sixth grade, they had just came out with them three-tone pink chucks,
Yeah. Yeah.
like light pink, pink, and hot pink.
Yeah.
I had that with a this like New York, this Brooklyn jersey. I got from the swap meet. It said 212. It had the black and white brim around, you know what I'm saying, the
Yeah.
collar and
Yeah.
the arms. And I turned it around and it was a dude in the neighborhood. And he was doing airbrushing. I got my face airbrushed on it. You know what I'm saying? With the hat and the braids. I'm like 12 years old. And I stepped into school like that. Yeah, and it was like that. Off of P Unit, and I appointed him because all the wristband. What's for the Celtics? What's up? What Pierce? Yeah, he
Yeah.
was popping like so. All the black and green chucks and the Celtics jerseys was crazy at the school. So I
Yeah.
had like all the kids. Like some of them had different styles. One will rock a headband, a armband, and then I was in choir. That's the only year I ever been in choir was in sixth grade. Yeah, that was a deep one for me that year right there because I've always been in band, but sixth grade was the only year I was in choir and it was cool.
Wow. Wow.
Uh,
So that like the first time you discovered like you had a voice or singing or
that would
like
be like yeah because it would always be little freestyles or raps and stuff like that.
okay.
So
Okay.
the little bit of melody that came in at that point, I probably didn't touch melody again until probably like ninth grade. And the only reason why I did that little gap in between skateboarding, I love skateboarding, so I was always skateboarding and stuff. And I'll run around the neighborhood like with this keyboard. Fifth grade, my teacher, Miss Johnson, before I moved from Henderson over to the east side by Border Station, she gave me this. She pulled up to the house with this Casio. She was like, take that and play that. So when I first got to the apartments over here by Boulder Station, man, I was on the power box playing and the kids started gathering around rapping and stuff. So that's when the beats like really and fiddling on it like became like more consistent with
Yeah.
school and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, and then skip ahead a little bit, ninth grade, that would have been being in Vegas in like seventh and eighth grade. I was in band too, and we go Martin Luther King downtown Vegas and stuff like that. I play snare, and then the band teacher Miss Bates, she was super cool, so um she let me like assign the songs that the drum line was gonna play. So
Mm,
it was at the perfect time when Snoop just drop it like it's hot.
okay.
So that was the perfect beat for these little
Yeah.
kids to play and turn up to. So like in seventh
Yeah.
grade, yeah, eighth grade, we Martin Luther King parade playing "Drop It Like It's Hot," and every time we play that, like everybody would just go crazy. Like, look at this little, yeah, we was getting off. Then ninth grade came, and my wife has been my best friend since seventh grade and stuff. Like, man, she's incredible. She had this little pink MP3 player, and I used to walk to her house, and when I walk home, I'd be like, "Can I see your MP3 player?" And that's how I really started singing, cause she had the song "Sammy, Come with Me," and that's the first that song, and then Justin Timberlake, "My Love" is probably those songs, but my
Okay.
favorite song is Maxwell, "A Woman's Work." So
Okay.
whenever I heard that song, like on Love and Basketball or anything else that was
Yeah.
on, harp is my favorite instrument already. So I always wanted to play harp because of like Zelda from Nintendo and stuff. And music, like
Yeah.
video games, my big brothers and stuff like put in my life. And I just loved it because all the music on every Zelda game is super fire. You feel me? All
Yeah.
Nintendo music is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be
I mean, don't
surprised
get
you
me
listen to
wrong.
those games, man. You find some crazy stuff on there, man. It's like, man, that's
Yeah,
that's popping.
exactly. So, I mean, that's where it was and started singing like that. You feel me? Getting
Yeah.
into it. And I would love to have like a vocal coach is what I'd like to do. acting coach, all of that stuff to incorporate into it, because I appreciate, like, and I listen to some of the old records, and what I mean, they don't get old, but the prior records and stuff,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess the progression that I can see, the measures uh that I see, and how far I come when it comes to singing, because it's awesome to like have started but keep going and see where I've gotten to, but see, look forward to where I can be on as far as singing. Rapping is the same, and that goes for anything, but as far as the singing, that's amazing to be able to do that. And man, ain't nothing like it when you can do it,
yeah,
and when you can't,
yeah,
you can always do it. Ain't no doing, you know what I'm saying? Singing is everything. So yeah,
yeah.
that's when it started though, ninth grade, and mommy had she had the OG4, the desktop, and the big brain and stuff, and she got us on the Pro Tools, and I had the little Casio with the little inbox and stuff like that. She got the little
Wow,
setup. I
wow.
was 15, yep, and I just had my daughter,
Yeah,
my first baby. She just turned 15 on March 9th. So
wow.
I'm
Happy
30 now.
birthday, little mama.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
so and she's such a beast too, man. Like,
already.
yeah, she playing keys. She played flute at school, and yeah, she nasty with it. Yeah,
See, it's just the family tree, man.
yeah, they cold. They something else. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's how. And then from ninth grade, like at 10th grade the next year and stuff, I had Trezay and Jayana in 2008. One March 9th, one December 26th. They 9 months apart. My wife Jenna, she did an incredible job. Back to back. They Irish twins, and for Miles the baby, he just turned 12. He's on the soccer team and stuff. And they're and yeah, just like their mother, incredible. They funky as a mug.
absolutely.
So yeah, from ninth grade, right the next year, I got out of school, and I've been on on tour with Granddaddy since I was 17. So that was
Yeah,
a whole nother world. And I just turned 30. So for the last like 12, 13 years, I was around the
yeah,
world for the funk, and that was a whole nother world of growing within the music, because I got to be around like all the ones, at
yeah.
that time. So
I
again,
know you mentioned early on, like, being a child, being around the P, being around Belita and, and all, and, Maya and all those great people around that time. I know then you were a baby, so you didn't realize, who you were around. When did it finally hit you, or when did you finally realize, like, yo, like these are the P, these are the legends.
um, well, I would have to say we're gonna go from 15 to 17 real fast. But 15, we had a show, I think, at either Mandalay, I think it was Mandalay Bay.
Hmm.
And Uncle Gary had this thing with me when I was little. He
Hmm.
always used to come up to me when I was little, and he did it to me again when he seen me. And I'm like 15, 16. I'm trying to go on the road when I come to the show. I
Yeah,
just had both the babies. What I'm saying, turning 16.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got the babies in the car seats. I'm
Wow.
standing there at what I'm saying, behind the drum riser. Uncle Gary come up to me and look at me and the babies and say, "I still bite your fingers if you cuss." And that's what he would always say. If I were to curse, he would bite my fingers. And he gnaw on my fingers every single time and walk away. And that ain't nothing like a boogie hug either, people
Yeah,
giving you them hugs.
yeah,
And yeah, so it's like all that just went poof in my face real fast,
yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody walking by and stuff. And I asked Granddaddy, could I come on the road? And he said, not yet, not yet, no. And then I was about to have the third baby. I was 17. He's like, you need a job. Yeah, so that's when it happened. And my first show was BB King's, New
Okay,
York City. I came on in the band as a drum tech.
okay.
Flew to New York City. I landed. Went to the hotel. Woke up in the morning. Got on. I came outside. The tour bus was right there. Walked on the bus. They told me to go to the back. Went to the back room. We sat there. Everybody sat down. And Dwayne Dudgy was head of crew, and the engineer, the sound guy, and man, that he explained my job to me and stuff like that. And the bus stop. They lift up the shades, and it was Times Square. It was amazing. It was ain't nothing like it. It was like February. It was in February of 2011. I'll
Yeah.
never forget it. It was incredible. As soon as I walked off the bus, it was a lids. It was a lids, and then it was like the barbecue place, and then the BB Kings, and I was like, bro, this amazing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but we had like 3 tour buses. So Belita, Boogie, um, Uncle Gary, everyone was still Uncle Frankie, everybody was still out there, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I got to see Granddaddy switch them in and out. So I've been around
Yeah.
them all, but when it got like that and I got to be like sitting there in the dressing room is when it really set because I was out there to do my job and carry the legacy. Then is when
Hmm.
I realized like who was around me, like, damn, that's who they are. So then
Yeah.
I started honing in on it and not like right after that, we was in New Jersey. We had an off day in New Jersey. I was sitting on the bus. I had a little MacBook laptop, and I put on a garage band and me and Garrett. I just met Garrett, and
Yeah.
me and Garrett was sitting out there, and me and Garrett was like working on something. I had him like start maybe a vocal chain real fast,
Yeah.
and he went into the bunks. He went into the bunks, but Belita had came out, and it's a collection I haven't even dropped yet. It's called the G2C. And
Mm.
yeah, she did like the harmonies vocal track and it woke Garrett up out of sleep. He was like, "Oh my gosh, what is that? That's so beautiful." And
Wow.
it was Belita, and that's the only record I got to get her on, and one I haven't released,
Ooh.
and it's so beautiful.
I
Yeah.
bet. I
Yeah,
bet,
it's
man.
super dope. Yeah. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
that's when it sunk in to be like start capturing them and really getting the opportunity to like learn from them and share with them because
Yeah.
they are all so awesome. They're always so open to me, all of them.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, saying, Trezay, if you need anything, just let us know. Michael Hampton, I got some records I done cut with a lot of them that I haven't released and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
definitely gonna, chop it up with them real fast so we can press the button on some things and
Yeah.
and and we all about the version, so definitely got to have you on whatever you want to get on for sure. So
Yeah, for sure,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. That now talk about your first time actually going out on the mic with the P. Because I know you said you wear the drum tech, but actually stepping on that stage and facing the crowd is a whole different thing. What was that feeling like?
Well, the very first time it was, I think, was at the Hard Rock. They
Okay.
came out here, and it's before I got to start going on the road. Granddaddy used to let me rap on Flashlight with Shonda, with Sativa Diva, my big cousin, and
Yeah.
he would break down Flashlight to do something stink. And I love that because it's a tradition of like all these little pieces that everybody. Granddaddy done plug Daddy to write the song. Daddy
Yeah.
done plug Shonda to perform the song, and then Shonda
Yeah.
done plug me to extend a little section. So
Hmm.
Granddaddy started me 15, 16. It was Hard Rock, and it was before I got to come out. They stopped through, and he called. I didn't even expect him to. He called me out. I don't even know what I rapped that night. I had something, and
It
somebody
was
got
it
a video
spontaneous?
somewhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was different for me too because yeah, it was right there. He was like, yeah, just bring that funk, however. So
Mm.
yeah, he called me out there, and the crowd was deep because it was like a swimming pool in the middle of the crowd. So it
Wow.
was a whole nother vibe, you know what I'm saying, with the family there and seeing the crowd like that. But yeah, he called me out on that breakdown of Flashlight. And that experience I used to, and I could watch some of the videos of like BB Kings and stuff when I first came out.
Yeah.
It's cute, because like that boy used to just stand there and bob like this and want to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
spot, trying to feel his groove.
Yeah.
And then he grew so much to where he run around jumping off speakers and things like that, and just
Yeah.
having that feeling of it. So that it definitely different. It was a bit of a foreignness of a funkadelic for me, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, now come over here and you know what I'm saying, get some of this funk because that's in you, but let me start bringing it out of you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
getting that mic and learning because you know comfortable is one thing to hold the microphone,
Yeah.
and its techniques too. And Dwayne Dungy is a master at all of everything he does. He's an amazing musician, amazing teacher. everything. He the engineer, sound guy, and person, father, all of it. The
Awesome.
Dwayne
Oh,
Dungy, like that's my dog. You feel me? Like around the world, all of them are. You too. You feel me? Because we got that, and we got so
sure.
much to share that like we gonna get to let them know about the design. It's a higher design, so I'm super
Yeah,
excited
man.
to share that and getting to have this with you. He Dwayne Dungy pointed out a lot of stuff throughout my experience of him being a sound guy out there and during line
Yeah,
checks, the sound checks, all those things. Even the line check before the sound check was
yeah,
a
yeah,
beautiful thing to learn to test every line before we actually did a group sound check. So
yeah,
that all those different stages of how we put the stage together and the show together was beautiful to learn. But seeing him dial in and talk about certain people with techniques, he mentioned how Granddaddy has a technique to cupping the mic,
yeah,
and he can come across with that certain tone or knowing how to cup it at certain frequencies or angles and things like that. One thing he mentioned too is like Lil Wayne, like how um he would perform all the lyrics live. Like it wasn't no track playing, like it
yeah,
was
yeah,
band and it might be a DJ, but all the words came from him. So I always that's what I really wanted to be, be able to perform like that with the words. I'm down for the backs, but I like to be able to do the fronts, like that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Toastmasters is a collection of like professional speakers, and Gorangutang is a band that I'm in that I have, and we got to do this project where we were like undercover attendees to this like Shark Tank. They specialize in like transactional competence and money. Like there's all these tops, in Ohio, California. It's like a crazy, but we got to be undercovers, like we were attending the event, but they were writing about like how would you market a hip hop didgeridoo duo. You feel
yeah,
me? So we just
yeah,
blended in the crowd, like we were taking notes or we attended, but we ended up performing after they did like their Shark Tank and all that. It was pretty deep. But one of the things that one of the guys has stood up and said something like this. He was like, "Hey, does this belong to anybody?" And everybody looked. And then he said, "Now that I've got your attention," that killed it. Everybody was like, "Word." And then he presented himself as a Toastmaster. And it's like these professional speakers, like, oh man, they're amazing. But one thing
yeah,
is like when I perform, I like for people to see that I'm performing. So I'll hold the microphone like all kind of fancy ways, flip it. But I
yeah,
like to hold it like this so you can see that I'm saying it and it's
yeah, yeah,
yeah, just having
absolutely.
that professionalism in performing like that. It's all those techniques, but I
Yeah,
like the clarity because I break it down. I like to speak so clear that it's you hear what he's saying. So yeah,
mm,
that's one thing. We use all the styles and stuff like that for it to be intended like with the slur or slang or whatever. But when it's supposed to be and we want you to hear it, I need all of those details. So to be speaking like that was all those levels of being clear on that microphone, the stage presence, all of it. The
yeah,
interaction, engaging, and it's still growing. But that
yeah.
first microphone, I was in one spot. I was just chilling right there. You feel me? I was chilling right there the whole time.
Yeah, that's what that was baby Trey
Yeah, yeah,
then.
yeah. Straight up. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on what you were just talking about too, man, because a lot of people don't realize like how much work goes into the performance. Like people just think you just go up on a stage and you just grab a mic and you just dance around, but it's much more than that. It is like what you said. It is the sound check. It is making sure the sound is right. It's making sure that the speakers are at a certain angle so that the crowd gets the best. It's about the entertainer holding the mic at a certain length from their mouth. It's about all those small things
Yep.
that make the best out of a performance and to make people want to come see you again. So I'm glad that you kind of expressed that because a lot of people don't realize that they take that for granted.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them that's super dope.
Yeah,
So if they would be able to utilize that and be taught that, and man, if they know that and do that, it's a whole nother thing to some of the artists because it'll just have a different type of impact on them, let alone the crowd or anyone else. So
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, for sure. Because some of them are already so fly. You feel me with everything they doing. we just want to be able to feel the flyness sometimes instead of it being muffled like that, you
Yeah,
know? And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
if you know how to muffle it, then that's dope. But not knowing how to do that is it's
Mhm.
a little different not being able to fully receive you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. What was the first recorded song or project you did with Granddad?
Oh, my granddaddy. Oh, well, I mean, I believe Mike P just sent me a song. I think it's like a version of like COP, Children of Production. It's another version, but
Oh
that's probably
wow,
yeah. It's
wow.
another. That is the version, and actually, I'm gonna hit Unc about that because I like to know if we about to press the button on that or whoever we might reach out to so we can
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
get that.
interested,
Cool. It's
man.
cold. It got so many
I
people
bet.
on it, and my little voice, man, that's a little voice. But yeah, that was super dope. Actually, around that time too, and Monticello, Tupac's mommy had came out with like this book of poems of Tupac's and got one to Granddaddy and asked, everyone to record like one of the poems. And I
Mm,
did one of them upstairs. It was so cold and I want to hear it.
wow.
I gotta add, man, we was there with man, Uncle Knowledge and man, dude. Oh man, oh god, bro. We super deep in this dude. Jason on bass and
Yeah,
oh man, it's so many people like that came Uncle Georgie on it, Mike P, Kendra, like the whole Tallahassee
there's a
crew
lot
on
of
it.
talented
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, but Granddaddy jumped on it, and of course he gonna assign so many parts. But that's probably the first one collectively with him.
Okay.
But right after that, that's probably like eight. The next year we moved from Tallahassee back to LA, and we lived on Melrose. We lived in like this it was really nice too. It was like this a bunch of beautiful like Asian people who owned this really big building. It was a shelter, but it was super nice. It was hella dope. You feel me? Yeah, I went to Melrose Elementary School in third grade. I lived in that shelter, and that was dope. That's how I learned to use chopsticks, and man, it was fire. But
Wow.
there was a right there next to Pink's. It was
Okay.
a flower shop right there on the corner. And when I first seen that flower shop, I wanted to be a florist. I was like, bro, like, hey, them flowers fire, you feel me? Like, I'm trying to sell flowers, you feel me? But no, one day Daddy Mommy was like, if you come with us to the studio, we'll get you whatever you want. You come record with us today, we'll get you whatever you want. I'm in third grade. I just turned 9, and there was a recording studio right there on Melrose. We went through the side, went up the stairs and stuff, and they had a Triton. I got on the Triton. The first thing I started with was a little drums and shit, the kick and the clap and stuff like that. Did a little couple hi hats, and then mommy was like, "You gotta do the bass line." So I did the bass line. Then daddy jumped on it. He did the guitar parts.
Mhm.
He had mommy jump on it. She did the hook. Daddy did the verses, and I do like a third verse, and then daddy do like the outro and stuff. That's called Techno Pimp. That's on R&B Boy, the Clone Ranger. That's one of Daddy's collections. And it's out too. I see it. It's like on Amazon Music, and it's like only on a few things. It ain't on all platforms, but yeah, like whatever the funk music store, dim whatever, I said, oh, got it, and it's out. Brian Compton put it together, and
Okay.
yeah, wherever Unc is, love you, yeah, and R.I.P. Uncle Brian Bellamy, man, he was so cold. You feel me? So but yeah, that's the first song that I did vocals with and made the beat with, and it's called Techno Pimp. And yeah, I'm finna drop a little share of that. I'm finna cut it up and put that on Instagram and all that stuff so the people can know about that. They ain't heard that voice. That little freestyle, that little baby voice and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Had the big bros to look up to on the benches. They was popping little Romeo and little Bow Wow there, like the
Yeah.
little battles and stuff with the rhinestone bandanas and stuff. You see him on the back of the bus benches in LA and stuff. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
coming, bro. Like, I want, what I mean? So I had to, like, I was super inspired, and I was like, and still to this day, I don't know if those boys got a song together, but one of my dreams and one of my goals, my mission. I want to do is I want to produce a song for both of them. I want to get on it too. You feel me? For
Yeah.
Bow Wow, Lil Romeo, and Trezay. You feel me? That's one of my collectors because I want to put them boys together and I want to get in. You feel me? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll
Absolutely.
be
'Cause That's
dope.
that's because that's your
Yeah,
inspiration in your era. So that's definitely
yeah,
yeah, good goal, man.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
And you was
exactly.
like 9 when you did that joint, that techno pimp,
Yeah,
right?
nine techno
Yeah,
pimp, man. Yeah.
yeah.
That was one of the coolest. And yeah, I probably didn't have any records with Granddaddy until like when I came out, and I probably recorded him maybe before he recorded me because I had my computer and I
Okay,
got a bunch of stuff on him I haven't dropped. But the first
okay,
official, other than being down in Tallahassee and like Monticello and stuff, was probably when he took me to Sushi Kings in Hollywood. I don't even think Sushi King there no more. But we
okay.
got a song called Nuclear Dog, man, and man, the session was amazing. Yeah, it's a sushi restaurant, and then you walk downstairs, and it's a full studio. It's
Wow.
fire. Yeah, it was fire. And I went there, and he came up. Granddaddy came up to me. He was like, "Get your doggy language together. Get your dog talk together." And I was like, "Where?" So I just kept on listening to the beat that he was playing. He that's what I'm saying, it's another family member of the litter of Atomic Dog and Monster
Yeah,
Dog. Yeah, it's Nuclear Dog. Um, he had like a just like he does a magical group of people coming out of no like just everywhere it need to be, a flat top and trigger on the talk box, and it was dope. My
yeah,
bandmate William Thorne on the didgeridoo doing things. But I just listened to the beat again and again, and then I stepped in the booth, and yeah, I talked that dog talk with that voice, and he loved it. And then from there, like, I've been on like so many records, Backwoods, all the Shake the Gate, and
yeah,
yeah, like Medicaid fraud, dog. We got a bunch of stuff, and then it got to the point to where like he treat me like daddy, to where he like, you so cold with that pen like your grandmother, that like, write me son, you feel me? Or like, I got this assignment, so I got some things I done wrote for him that,
yeah,
yeah, when we press the button on it, it's deep. And getting to record him now, because I got to record his parts on the Flavor Flav, the Public Enemy song with Cypress Hill. The
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got to record his verse for what's it called? It's
Was
not
that
Follow
Cypress
Me.
Hill? Was that the last joint they did?
It's a new one.
Okay.
It's got a title to it. It's something else. It's like, oh man, it's like Follow the Leader, but it's something else. I
Okay.
think of the name. It's so cool. We did it so fast.
Okay.
But just getting to record him at his house down in Tallahassee and stuff, I
Yeah.
actually he now it's been so much of growing, and he's gotten to see me and what I do so much that he assigns me to certain things, like
Yeah.
go to Guitar Center, get the speakers, get the speaker stand, give me everything I need real fast to have the home recording studio, so I
Yeah.
can set up and be able to work here. Did that, set him up so proper right there in the den area, super nice, and he's super comfy, and then I got to record that.
Yeah.
um yeah, but all these projects, being involved in them or just being able to soak in that funk has been incredible. It's a super blessing, ain't nothing like it, for
Yeah.
real.
And
Yeah.
your output, man, your output proves it, man. Because you one thing I admire about you, man, is when you put out material, man, you go hard. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll put out 3, 4 albums a year. So, and and
Thank you, bro.
you come with something different. It ain't one sided. You might have an R&B album. You might have an album that's leaned more towards trap hip hop. Your albums are so they're so all over the across the board, all over the place that like I said, you're a man of many hats. What inspires you as far as like music today, like the artists that you listen to? Is there any artists that you admire, hip hop, R&B, or that you listen to, or your favorite artists that kind of inspire you or you listen to on a regular?
Yes, you first of all, you did, and
Oh,
then you
thank you,
and
man.
you first of all, shout out to the D boys. Go get that collection, you did.
Thank
You know
you.
what I'm saying? You easy, yeah, big bro. You everything. So yeah, and you
Thank you.
timeless. So I gotta start with that. Other than that, dude, I mean, it's a collection of them, because I mean, as far as today, like, it's a lot of ones that came out back then that have come in today. And Lil Wayne, that was always a dream. The Jay-Z, all the legends and vets before, always. And I got beautiful stories to like share about them. But as far as like the new ones and the mainstream, or even getting to the stream, or wherever else they want to be underground, wherever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's a collective of them, but I mean, off the top right now, I mean, and I want to be like super, super new, but I mean, there's so many new,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? From that little era of like, I guess that's a little bit ago, but Lil Uzi Vert to all up into to now with Lil Baby, it's
Yeah.
all of those. The Chris Browns for sure, like all of that. But the newest ones, like with this new island sound and stuff like the Burna Boy and I'm with it all. You feel me? It's just
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
names. I mean, 3GP is where it's at, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You
Yeah. No
dig?
doubt.
But yeah, I'm down for it all. But it's some Drake, all of them. I definitely want to work with them for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them. I mean, Kendrick is always and getting to meet Kendrick, him coming down to the studio and
Yeah.
stuff like that to work on to Pimp a Butterfly with Granddaddy and meeting him. I just love everything about bros. 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah.
collectively as a person, I mean, just to be able to have the watch him have the conversation he had with Granddaddy,
Yeah. Yeah.
George Clinton and Kendrick Lamar talking the way they did, and he was young. He had just turned, I think, 20. Granddaddy asked him, he's like, "How old are you?" He was like, "I just turned 26, sir." And
Yeah.
I was like thrilled. I was blown away like
Yeah.
about how he carried himself. He came in with just himself, super comfy, a white tee, you know what I'm saying, with what like his security guard or his bro, like his G, you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
was just them two. And he was at home, you feel me? And everybody was super respectful to each other. But he played some stuff I don't even think he dropped the button on. But the way he carried himself, like himself, was just everything. It was super inspiring. He's super talented and yeah, he's well rounded. So and
Yeah.
Granddaddy's super fond of him, but that connection that he got with himself, let alone everybody else. Yeah, that's something definitely you want to just sit around and learn from because he willing to learn. He
Yeah.
willing to teach as well, you know what I mean? So from the
Right.
new school, he timeless, and I think that's probably one that I definitely personally won't want to sit down out of the class, but all the kids is dope. It's super dope. I mean, the new ones like Glorilla. I
Yeah.
want to work with all of them. You
Yeah.
feel me? Yeah. It's funkadelic. I'm trying to make a group.
Yeah,
You feel me?
man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Glorilla is killing it right now, man. She,
yeah.
yeah,
Beats.
killing the airways.
Yeah, I
Now, I
love
know,
it.
I know you mentioned earlier, man. You've been digging back into some like some older artists. Who are some of the older artists or songs that you've been kind of digging on lately?
Oh, well, lately, I mean, then it's gonna like I gotta like listen to myself. Like listen, I gotta listen to myself. Listen, because I don't listen as much as I
Yeah,
probably can. I
yeah,
gotta make time to listen more because I do a thing called like I do so many styles, but it's like the SpongeBob effect to me, how I'm soaking them all up, especially when I'm tapping into certain things. I don't
mhm.
want to hear them too much because I don't want to do them like that.
Right,
I
right,
kind of want to do what I feel. I just want to do the vibes. I don't want to do necessarily the sound.
right,
But I
right.
definitely want to bring the sound.
Yeah,
So I mean, like just the answer. I mean, it is. I guess it's gonna go in so many ways. But like I said, Lil Wayne, from all his jumps, and that was always a dream. I got so many records I haven't pressed on the button that I wanted to, and I still do. I love to be. I'm Young Money all day. You dig? Yeah. Because I mean the Carter and all his stuff like that. The way he just broke barriers and all these features, the work, his work ethic, and his just
yeah,
originality of all the things he's done, and his belief in himself and to where he's grown today. He had a show at the Coliseum in Tallahassee, and I just happened to be in the city. It was for homecoming, and one of the big homie X, he came in and he was like George, Lil Wayne here in town, like Rich Homie Quan, all them, opening up and stuff. He was like, take us, you know what I'm saying, to get through the gate. Mm. So we all jumped in the Sprinter. We pulled up to the gate. They said George Clinton was here. They opened the gate. We got in. G looked around for a second. It was like, all right, y'all. He left. They escorted that. We was on the side of the stage for a second. I had this CD in my hand that I was pressing for the longest. I wrote my
mhm,
name and number on it and stuff. But we was on the side of the stage. Rich Homie Quan came on the stage, and then the security came over to us and they were like, "Hey, we got a booth for you guys up there." So
wow,
the group we walked over to the booth and stuff like that, and then the DJ came on the stage and he was like, "All right, Lil Wayne," you know what I'm saying? He started talking. I looked at Tanisha, that's my cousin from Candy Apple Red,
yeah,
and I was like, cuz I can't be up here in this booth. We were just side stage. You dig? Like, no. So she was like, oh, I already know. I know what you on. You feel me? Like, Lil Wayne about to come out. Hell yeah, I'm going
It's
back.
about to be fire.
Yeah, you feel me? So when I went back down and it was the coldest because I had just got the Granddaddy's so cold too. I love it because I got this personal thing with him where he got something fly and I only do it for certain things. He had
Yeah.
a pair of these Jordan ones. The toe was black suede. The rest of the shoe was white with the red trim,
Okay.
silver lace. Like yeah, it was cold. But I was like, Granddaddy, I'm so fired. He was like, all right, you can get him. So when I go to the house, like I'll grab whatever he says I can have, you feel me? And
Mm.
I wore that with like this, and it was a collective. I just got my teeth done down there. I had the top and bottoms
Wow.
in, and I had this plaid red and black like outfit on. This one of the people who come work at the studio had the hat on. We're about to leave. I was like, let me get that hat, and they just gave it to me, and it completed the fit. So when I walked from the VIP booth down to the stage, it was on the basketball court. All the fans and security just moved all them out the way. Like I was a part of Young Money. It was like, oh, crazy. I don't know if they thought I was Tiger or what, but I slid. I
Yeah.
slid for the people, and I
Yeah.
got back to
You
that.
looked the part.
I did that. The vibes. I mean, God is great. Like you feel me? I slid right back through the people. Got to that curtain, bro.
That's
And I
funny.
just knew it. I knew bro was about to come out, and I when I hit that curtain, security got up out that chair. Was like, "You can't be back." I was like, "No." So yeah, I stood right there for a second. When security sat back down in that chair, I act like I was on my phone and walked back through the curtain. He tried to get back up out the chair to come talk to me. I was acting like I was on my phone, and as soon as I turned around, bro. He walked up to me and he was on the phone. He had just dropped the commercial for the Samsung. He was on the phone.
Wow.
He had in his left hand, bruh. And he walked up to me. He just hugged me, bruh. I was like, what? And then I just turned around, stood next to him, and then everybody was standing behind him. Mac Main, Tez, everybody was standing behind him. But I
Old
just
crew.
stood, yeah, I just stood next to Wayne so I could keep that composure. Like, Wayne just said hello to him and he's standing next to him. He must know him or something. I didn't
Yeah.
want to give it away, and security just sat back down once he seen. I just stood next to Wayne for a second, and then I was like, "Oh, he about to come out." So I just turned the GoPro on and walked in front of him and filmed him walking onto the stage. And it's in my music video called Star Power. It's me and Young Popular, me and Cuz Young Poppy. And
That's
I chopped
dope.
up a bunch of videos from just tour and stuff like that. But that's one of the scenes in the video of me filming Wayne coming out. And that was a beautiful just to get to meet him. And we haven't got to work yet, but it's coming. But that's
Yeah.
one for starters. But J. Cole, Nas, like all the new ones, I'm down for them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, for sure. Jay-Z is definitely, yeah, for sure. I
Top, yeah,
definitely
what's the
want to.
top of the list,
Oh
huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But the older ones, I'm trying to work with Lionel Richie, bro. I'm trying to do a song with Uncle Stevie Wonder, bro. Oh yeah, and I got a collection. I don't know if it's safe to say right now. I know it's some things coming, but I'm put some names out there. Just I hope it's okay. But I just recently got in, and my big brother Jamal, his name Dub Heat Rocks on Instagram.
Okay.
He shoot videos, drone, and he make beats. He fire and stuff, but he hit me to West Coast Stone. I ain't know nothing about West Coast Stone, and I got hip to
Yeah.
West Coast Stone, and then
Yeah.
he had dropped a video the other day of this beat he made, and I just like commented on. I was like, "Yo, that's so fire! I want in, fam." And he was like, "Bet, send me the email address." So he sent it to me, and we got some stuff like the stuff for all the popping music that he doing right
Yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
it was super great opportunity. But yeah, he's got Uncle Bootsy on it, so now that's a collection for me to have be with Uncle Bootsy, and that's
Yeah.
just the beginning of it. But I love that I get to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Super grateful for all that. So it's time,
Absolutely.
and we just getting started. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you got, like I said, you got so much out and got so much going. And you mentioned a little bit earlier, man, one of the groups and projects that you're involved in, man. And want to give props out to Will Thorne, man, who's one half of your group, the
yeah,
Gorangutang Band. Talk a little bit about the origins of that, man, because I actually seen you guys live, man, and I'm gonna say honestly, that shit is off the charts, man. I love it. I love it. It sells some different stuff, man, and I dig it a lot, man. So yeah,
Gorangutang, right?
I wanted to get back into to the
Yeah.
Gorangutang, man, about when the basis of that started, how you and Will met, how that how that whole thing transpired, man.
William, man. Oh, man. First of all, Bros is just one of a kind. He's the only him. You dig? The wow, shit. How me and William met. I had just turned 18. It was my first time to Europe. Yep. We had an off
Yeah,
day in like Germany. So I just turned 18, had Michael Hampton, Rico Lewis, Steve Boyd. I had the
yeah.
whole squad around me. But William Thorin got hired. He got plugged through Overton Lloyd.
Wow. Wow.
Overton Lloyd connected him to come out as the photographer for P Funk. I
Okay.
didn't see William yet, but William had seen all of us and was already taking pictures of us on the day off. So the
Okay.
next day when we had a show, I was super lit. Like they got me lit because it was eight. I just turned 18. We in
Yeah.
Germany, so they getting me the German beers and stuff like that. They're like, yeah, we finna turn him up. So yeah, they had me super bent. And next morning on the before we came out to the bus, I asked for some water at the hotel, and they gave me like gas water, like carbonated water. And I was like, it made me thirstier. I was like, yo, what is this? And they were all laughing. They like, yeah, you gotta ask for no gas. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask for like, no bubbles. And I was like, dang. But they were laughing and he was taking pictures. That's the first time I seen William and I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
But like I was the drum tech. So I'm at one of the first show. I'm walking to the dressing room. I get in the dressing room. I'm changing one of the snare heads, and he walks in the dressing room and he got like this big camera. And we just looked at each other. It's just me and him. We looked at each other. We just started laughing like, bro, who are you, bro? It's like it was just funny the energy. And we just started. We looked at each other, started laughing. That was the first thing. And then he said who he was, and I told him who I was and stuff. But that was the first time we ever talked.
Okay.
How we got together there, like as far as Gorangutang, he had a didgeridoo that he had brought with him. And at one of the shows, he was in the hallway practicing and playing. And I hit
Mhm.
the corner, it was bouncing and coming down. I was like, bro, what is that? I hit the corner and it's him playing it. And I was like, dang. So I walk up behind him and I walk around to the front of it and I just started rapping over it. And then all the other people come from the dressing room, Uncle Nose, Carlos and Granddaddy, everybody mobbing, Fatty, everybody just mobbing and stuff. Fatty went there. I'm tripping. They gonna laugh about that. They gonna laugh about that. I love Uncle Fatty. Uh he's Granddaddy driver and just a big homie. Fatty got an amazing story of his own.
Yeah.
But I seen William out. I started rapping over it. Everybody walked down the hallway, and when that finished, once he stopped playing, we stopped, playing and rapping at the same time for the first time together. And Granddaddy and all of them was standing there. We about to walk onto the stage, and they started clapping like that is dope, And Nose was like, y'all gotta keep doing that. And me and William, it's always been like that, but me and William looked at each other and just laughed. And
Mhm.
then we started talking the rest of the tour, and he told me about Gorangutang. It's a band that he made, and
Okay.
he was playing didgeridoo and mandolin, and he had a drummer and a bass and a guitar who was singing. But
Wow.
William wrote like a lot of the songs and stuff. And then they all had started working at different places, all the bands. So it was just William. I mean, he
Yeah.
wasn't working on Gorangutang at the moment. He was like, dude, we got it. Like, you just gotta be Gorangutang. So I started doing vocals and playing keys, and then he had a warehouse in Agora Hills in California, and he was making a bunch of didgeridoos. He crafts them, and he invented a mouthpiece that goes on like on the top of the didgeridoo
Yeah.
with a concave mouthpiece that he's got a whole science to. He break down. He's so cold with it. Uh, he calls it multi drone. and he
Okay.
allows him to play in intervals and stuff like a tuba, and he a beat. So he know, and he spent some time. His mother and brother got him some time with the Aboriginal tribe in Australia.
Wow.
So he got to be around the ones and learn the real way of life of traditional playing first
Wow.
before he started, creating orangutan stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, so he's got that like in him, like the real, and an amazing person. His parents, the legacy is ridiculous. His mother and father are, and all his brothers are like amazing. They produce Rugrats, Wild Thornberries, All Real Monsters and
Yeah.
stuff at
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. And he got to share that world with me. And Brandon Chupo is the son of the creator. He's a beast. I call him Dr. Slap, but he's still in LA at Nickelodeon Studios. He make beats for everybody.
Yeah.
His name Brandon Chupo. He a beast. That's my dog. I call him Dr. Slap though. He
Yeah.
got some fire. So at the warehouse though, William liked to eat yams, and he put them in the microwave. I was upstairs in the warehouse just making a little beat and stuff, and he had microwaved a yam and came out the room, was like, damn, it's so hot, bro. And that's what I named the beat, Yam, and just started. And I was like, bro, we got this the first song we finna do, and that's how we made Yam together. And that's how he come off on the verse about the yam is so hot it burnt his mouth, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's super dope. We playing Didge, I made the beat, and then we
Yeah.
got to travel on the Carnival cruise and went to Antigua. We recorded Granddaddy on it and shot his scenes with us there. Came back to the States, edited the video, and that was our first single together. He dropped
Wow.
Yam as Gorangutang featuring George Clinton and did Sounds from the Gorabbitat as our first album together. And now we finna drop a new EP and a new album, 5 songs, and like anywhere from maybe 9 to 12 on this World album. But oh yeah, it's new levels, and we got a bunch of singles. We got so much stuff we haven't dropped, but
Yeah.
yeah. Williams got a new job too. He's on a whole new level of learning stuff like mechanics and just he worked for Wave, and it's like one of the biggest the virtual concerts for like all the big people, John Legend, Justin Bieber, all these people come to do these virtual
Yeah.
concerts in LA. So he works for them and learned and is teaching so many different things as far as the camera work and the audio. He's running lines, and that which is gonna make all of the new Gorangutang stuff so much better with learning all the sonics that we've been able to do, because we do majority of our stuff in house ourselves, mix and mastering everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So until we get to the level, which is very, very near, because we got so many things of giving to certain companies to get those versions and then
Yeah.
rocking with whatever, everything that's out and that's about to come out is in house, other than like Will Hampton, who's Lobster Nation, Gorangutan family, and everything's just been G Tang. So
Yeah.
Ricky Tan, shout out to Ricky Tan, that's one of Granddaddy, and Barry Everson, one of Granddaddy's main engineers, the Brown Goose and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are our sibling bands of Gorangutan, like Brown Goose. That's a collective Tallahassee band, and yeah, they all of them are super fire. We got Fishbone and all of them. Me and
Yeah.
William got some stuff like we just did in what's it called? That's good. Venice Beach. Yeah. We went to record, you know what I'm saying, with Uncle Norwood and stuff like
Okay.
that. It's
Okay.
just so dope. I got some stuff with Angelo and Ishan Cooper, and
Yeah. Yeah.
some stuff we ain't pressed the button on. So, and it's got some open spaces, you feel me? So, you know how we get down, ain't nothing but a jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of
Yeah.
that. But Orangutan, I'm super excited for the new production. William just got a new camera. He just got me a new camera. Douglas Kirkland, his mentor and one of the greatest people and photographers of all time,
Okay.
recently passed away. I'm gonna do a post for him because he's super dear. I got to meet him, and do like some photo shoots with him and just have a beautiful time, dinners and family. Douglas Kirkland just passed away. He was the only photographer like on the set of allowed on the set of like Thriller. So any Michael Jackson Thriller picture, that's all Douglas Kirkland. A lot of
Okay.
the famous Marilyn Monroe pictures. Yeah, Douglas Kirkland shot everybody. George
Wow.
Clooney, like yeah, granddad George Clinton. He did. Douglas Kirkland is one of the best, and his family is so beautiful. His wife is so loving to him, and everything that he's built, they've built together. His son and daughter are super talented, and just his legacy, all the people that he's worked with, and the people that got to experience his work. Douglas Kirkland, like, forever lives, dude. So, and William takes that on to teach me photography. So, as far as Gorangutang, William got a whole world to him that he did, like the interface on the paintings behind me, man.
Yeah.
Like, William is the dopest
Yeah.
ever, bro. Like, he ain't nothing like him, bro. Like, he's
Absolutely.
something else, bro. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to your future projects together too as well,
Yeah.
man. I know it's gonna be some next level stuff, man.
Mhm.
And then one of the other groups that you're also involved in, which is another extension of the P, the 3GP. If you want to talk a little bit about that, if you want to name drop the members, and then also how you guys kind of came up with that concept to another branch of the P there.
Yeah. We'll step out on the stage and be like, I was out there for a little bit, like from the growing into engaging and forming the approach on the stage. Uh thank God. Uh I go by the name of Trizay Lewis Clinton, third generation of Parliament-Funkadelic, y'all. And then that would be what that was until I seen 13 and Boovie down in Tallahassee at the studio. I met Brandy at one of the shows in Texas. She had came from the hometown and stuff like that. And the collective of them, when I first came out, Danny was out there. I was always like wanting to know and see who Danny was, because when I would see him play and then got to learn about him, Danny ain't nothing like Danny. P Funk Encyclopedia,
Yeah,
super just loving person. Danny is
yeah.
one of the most unique and loving people. And
Those that know, know. Yeah,
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 so
yeah.
that getting I didn't get to spend time with my older sister Patavian and my older brother Trafiel till later.
Okay.
I seen them like once or twice down in Tallahassee and then in California, but I didn't get to sit around them until they came on the road. So getting around to be around them, Benzel, when he came out and started playing, like
Yeah,
that was everything. And
yeah,
Garrett, when I got to first meet Garrett, because it was me and Garrett out there first,
yeah,
Shonda, all them already been. So Shonda is the first 3GP.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the first member of 3GP, it's Shonda. Shonda, Jason, like that's the first members. They are COP, but yeah, like getting out there with them, sitting down, uh, that it grew super fast. Cause and then Poppy came out. So it's like all the grandkids, but it's like my uncle and aunties, like kids and daddy kids, and I'm right there. And then we got Danny Benzel, like it's like everybody just right there in the mesh. So 13 and Boovie meeting them. I met Boovie at a corner store, and that Circle K in Tallahassee. He just had a great energy about him and stuff. Me and little Steve Boyd. That's
yeah,
3GP all day too. You know it. That's little Steve Boyd. Um, yeah, we walked to the store and Sadi, rest in peace, Sadi Ali, our child.
yeah,
We went to the store and we seen him. We had a conversation, and I was just like, "Come back with us, bro. Come to the studio." And he came to the studio and he never left.
yeah.
Like every time he left, he just came back with that funk. So yeah, shout out to Bouvier and 13. 13 was around because 13 already had that mentality and history, and I was already in the area and creating. So he was just in the spot, and Third been holding it down.
Yeah, yeah,
So you got, what I'm
sure.
saying, and Brandy, I mean, just super like just in design. Her dad like being a pioneer of screw music and being from Houston, and
Yeah,
her
yeah,
mother being a great manager for great artists and stuff like that.
right.
That was already collectively, she already a beast in her design and everything, her acting and dancing and silliness and creativeness and her willingness.
Yeah,
She bold, Brandy bold, And
yeah.
then Tanisha and Patavian, like Candy Apple Red, they had a name. They were called Model Citizens at first, and they were working with, you know, uh uh Paul Hill had, like, he got some amazing records on Candy Apple Red,
Wow.
and yeah, he got some amazing Uncle Tim Scheider. That was the first time I got to go to Detroit and cut. That's when I got to spend time around Aunt Fiddler, Andre Fox, Belita Woods. I had a
Oh yeah.
beautiful experience around that time to build up to getting with 3GP like that, because it was like Fatty driving G around to go fishing with Ron Ford. It's
Mm,
like beautiful. We pulling up to
yeah.
the park in Detroit. He going fishing. Fatty got to take me to the store to get a fishing permit. I'm like, this is it looked like bird feathers flying through the city. Granddaddy talking about those are pussy willows. And I'm like, what is a pussy willow? And it was just super cool. Belita cooked us. Granddaddy took me out and he picked raw asparagus, took them to Belita's house. She sauteed them, cooked for us. It was beautiful.
Mm,
Got to go to Amp Filler's house, recorded with him. But Tim was producing the girls. And Tim and Paul got some super fire on the girls that I think
yeah.
they only pressed a couple buttons on. And
Wow.
yeah, Candy Apple Red, and they got some stuff and Isotopic records with Blue Eye Extinction and stuff like that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, like they whole group, Brown Goose, all that collective of groups, they super fire. Then Young Poppy came in, and he from Jersey, so he brought a whole nother flavor to the table. Young Poppy being, and then coming down to Florida, he got that rapper and that street thing to him, to where it
Yeah.
brought a whole nother element, and him and Booby mesh like that. So it's a super collective when we bring 3GP to the stage, because there's so many different styles. We got that funk, but third and Garrett bringing that soul, funk, and R&B,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Benzel holding it down in the pocket on everything, and so is Danny. They killing it. But then Trav come in. That's God's weapon. He got the hard rock and heavy metal, and he just funkadelic out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then it's me, the baby of the group, just, you know, uh, flicking boogers and shit. So, digging in my nose, being baby nose. So,
Yeah.
yeah, coming collective, but 3GP is where it's at. Third generation Parliament. Shout out to Auntie Barb and all the Archie Ivy, Shoshana, all the collectives. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in P Funk management that bring that, that together. Uncle Clip Payne, Clip is, the mastermind behind a lot of it, what I'm saying, if not all of it.
Yeah.
You dig? So yeah, it's about that 420 funk mob and drugs and all of that. Those, what I'm saying, the little brother, those are big brothers and
Yeah.
sisters and things of 3GP as well. So yeah, but everybody in 3GP got, so me and Danny, I haven't even heard our album yet. And he keeps on laughing like, are you serious, bro? And yeah, I haven't heard Clack. Clack is out right now. Yeah, Clack is out right now. I still haven't heard it. I got it in an email. I got a CD that's unopened. I ain't heard Clack yet, but I heard good things about it. And I'm gonna listen to Clack ASAP. And yeah, I'm gonna start sharing some Clack stuff. But yeah, it's I can't even. I'm just getting started. I can't even I'm just getting a touch on it. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I'm
right.
saying?
That's right,
All
man.
of them is so fire. Everybody in 3GP, and then my baby brothers who ain't pressed the button yet. You know what I'm saying? I just dropped a little video I just did for my little brother, Tang Lewis. Yeah, it's called Sit On It and Rotate. It's a funk style rock and roll that we just shot at the corner store and at the house, man. It's super dope. It's out right now, so y'all can check that out.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Picasso and Peso Paid. You know what I'm saying? He was Picasso. Bouvier was Picasso at first and changed his name to Peso Paid. So, we got Mama Told Me, Double D produced the beat, and then Granddaddy rearranged the parts. Uncle Blackbird on the guitar. We all in Tokyo, Japan. It's
Wow.
crazy, you know what I'm saying? So we got all these beautiful things. Scarface on I'ma Make You Sick, Video God, and Mudbone, Uncle Muddy. I got him on some records. I got a song called Big Big Snoop that we haven't dropped yet. Yeah,
Wow.
it's me, Poppy, Brandy, and Uncle Muddy. It's cold. It's called Big Snoop, and I ain't pressed the button on it yet, but I am soon. So it's collected. We got the, what I'm saying, 1GP, 2GP, 3GP. It's all in there. And the 4GP right at the house.
Wowzers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Instead of
they all there.
4GP.
Yeah, yeah, we pressing the button on all that,
Coming soon.
Yeah, 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 it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's super dope, man. And I know, man, with the groups that you're in, with your solo career, as we mentioned earlier, man, you got so many albums. and you know, just kind of name drop a few of them: Trasberry, West That Smell, and Trey's
Ooh,
Population. I mean, there's so many
yeah.
albums that you have, and then yet um, the albums that you put out, you follow it, you know, kind of the tradition of your grandfather with the concept, you know, conceptualize ideas. When you do your projects, whether they're EPs or full length albums, what do you do as far? How do you determine what song goes where, or how do you determine like what concept is going to be this album? How do you start your process?
Um, last minute. Last it's been last minute, and this the fourth year of it being last minute.
Wow, wow,
Yeah, because I never know really what I'm gonna do. I just get this momentum going and I get excited. It's the excitement and it's the determination of seeing like the reflection. Like if I could reflect on it, and I love to hear this is what it did for us to be able to talk about it like that.
yeah, yeah,
So the first year I just thought of doing it like that because I turned 27.
hmm
And I think it was like 9 songs on all 3 of the albums. And that was Trezon Manipulation and
yeah,
West That Smell and what's it, Influence? Yeah, it's those 3 albums first. And then I said I gotta carry this tradition. I gotta drop at least 3 albums on my birthday. One funk, one hip hop, one R&B.
yeah, yeah,
So it was like for the last 3 years, it was those 3 albums, but then it started turning into 3 albums, 4 EPs and a single, and or
yeah.
4 singles and like 2 EPs or something. But then this year, right now, it's so last minute. I don't know what they called. All I know is right now it's like the R&B one got 9 songs that I just may leave like that. The rap one is a different one because it's not the traditional West Coast style. It's like mainstream, just rap, hip
Yeah,
hop. Like,
yeah,
so I ain't done a collection like that. I got a bunch of West Coast stuff with like amazing people right now that I'm hoping to put as a collection. So if I do that, then that's gonna be the West Coast. This is solid. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Sholo and So Fly, because you know what I'm saying, I got the West Coast, like yeah, it's super. I got like Marlon Barrow, and man, like it's some super bad Uncle Battle Cat, like it. Yeah, I gotta get, and then I gotta sit down with Uncle Dre and Uncle Snoop like that. But I got some collectives of those. But this one got a rock one. I got and this right now I'm still working on it. And it's at 4 songs. I'm working on the fifth one. It might go to 9 or 10, or I might just leave it at 5 right now and
yeah.
just do a rock EP because this is my first rock collection. You know, but the
Ah,
but the funk is last in line right now. Yeah,
yeah,
the funk is last in line right now, and I'm gonna just let it flow because I mean it's the 28th. I'll be pressing the button last minute. I'll be uploading on DistroKid, but it'll be on Bandcamp first. So I'll be
yeah.
running from probably 2 or 3 computers back and forth.
Right, right.
Yeah, up just for the upload.
Yeah,
So I gotta figure out the actual song. I still gotta mix everything, master everything, figure out the artwork and titles. But it's the 28th of March. Oh yeah, it's coming. It'll be here by May 1st though for sure.
yeah. You gonna make it
It'll
happen.
be. Oh yeah, that's the excitement of it because I don't even know what it's about to be like. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So it sounds like your procedure is like you just record all through the course of the year, and then when it comes crunch time, you kind of figure out, okay, I'm gonna put this here, and then put a stamp on it.
it's like that. But then it's like throughout the year, I got a bunch of. I might have dropped like an EP or some singles and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have made a bunch of music that's not going on the albums.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, and the album stuff, like it be throughout the year, only some of those things though. All the majority of the stuff that's on the album right now is coming like the last like 2, 3 weeks right now. Like it's all fresh. I ain't nothing that was from last year. All the
yeah.
album stuff, majority of the album stuff right now is from January 1st to right now.
Okay,
I'm finna put like 3 albums at least together just from January 1st to May 1st.
okay.
Yeah. And all the rest of the stuff I'm about to flood because I got so much. Yeah. So
Oh
it's
man,
about to be crazy. I want the concept of breaking records for breaking records. I'm coming for that.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Because the catalog got a granddaddy and daddy, we got so much stuff. We go up with the version excursions.
Yeah,
And so yeah, it's always open. It ain't
Yeah.
never done. It ain't never over. It ain't over. So
Right. Right.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Out
So
out of all the projects you've done so far, is there a favorite? Is there a favorite one that you have to say, okay, I like this project, I really do like a lot, and I'm glad I did
if I were to put them all on the same one, that's it. If I were to put them all on the same one, that'll be my favorite one.
it?
But I
Okay.
love them all because they all different. But Trabzonbipulation is that thing, though.
Yeah, that's
Trabzonbipulation is that thing. But
yeah,
Junibug is everything.
yeah,
Junibug is everything because Junie. That's Junie's baby. And it's got, Bernie's journey and things like that. But that was so funkadelic because Trabzonbipulation is like all me. That I
yeah.
might just have only like a few people on Trabzonbipulation, if
Right,
any,
right.
that I can think of right now. But Junibug is when I went on, online and pressed the button to say, hey, I'm working on the birthday album if anybody want to join. And
Yeah.
William said to me, bro, you just opened up like a whole wormhole of like work. And I was like, I'm gonna get it done though. I sent out emails and then I had to like assign 3 albums at the same time to whoever I seen send their email address.
Yeah, yeah,
So it was deep to be like, okay, you're on the rap album, you're on the R&B album, you're on the funk album.
yeah.
All that like April was just like straight. I went from Vegas, went down to Tallahassee, was around everyone, and they
Yeah.
just seen me going in, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm appointing. Just all last minute. Oh yeah, it's like uploads on like the 29th and 30th. Yeah, until May 1st hit, and then yeah, it was like that,
Boom.
but it was
Yeah,
collective. So that was the most work. That second year, that Junie Bug and
yeah,
uh what is it? Time for You and
yeah.
listen, what is it? Is it? It ain't 92. No, that's not 92. That's what is that?
Was it Trunk and Teleki or
Oh, see, yeah, that's another one. That's an EP.
yeah?
That one's deep too because that was one of the prior ones
Okay,
that I had for Granddaddy in the 5 song because the single off that is Laughing Gas.
okay.
And I shot that music video in probably like 2017, maybe before that. And I shot that at the house in the bathroom with like lights and in the backyard behind the gate. It was cool, but Granddaddy always loved that. And people always asked me for that record before I dropped it. But
Wow.
I waited because Granddaddy really wanted it. So I
Yeah,
stayed true to like we that was
yeah.
our collection together. Cause he's on the
Wow.
first song, that was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
first song to have him on of mine. But
yeah.
yeah, like those collections of What's That Smell, um, just like that, that is the collection with everyone on it. That was the one with Junie Bug and all three of those collections Into You, or Time for You. Those three collections right there were the ones I did last minute, appointed so many different people, and it followed up. And the most beautiful thing about that, for me though, everyone did it for my birthday, but I assigned credits to everyone, and I definitely want to like overcompensate everyone who participated because
Yeah,
do they deserve that to keep the funk alive like that and funk with me like that. So
yeah.
oh
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, that was a lot of work, but yeah, running back and forth to the computers, uploading on DistroKid on like 3 computers throughout the house, and then just getting it uploaded right then there, like for Bandcamp. So it
Yeah,
would take, and then every day after that during the promotion, they uploaded to the new stores, and I just kept on sharing it and stuff. But yeah, it was super last minute and a lot of work. It was just on the one. It was on the minute. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
there it is.
Yeah, 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 I love it. So it's the same momentum this time. It's just a whole nother direction. It's a whole nother route. And
Yeah, yeah. You just like pressure, man.
that's the
You
that's
like that
right.
close in.
Yeah, it make you so much better. Yeah, I don't want to be. I'm already too cool.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't cool like that.
Right,
Yeah, no,
right.
they're gonna be froze.
Right.
Yeah,
No, man. In addition to one of your many hats, man, you also got into doing film, video directing, editing, and so forth, man. What was your interest in today? I know you mentioned earlier about the cameras and that whole bit, but you finally decided to do this.
yeah.
What was your entry into doing that, man?
Um, one of the first things I shot was for Dayon Rollins, and she
Okay.
wanted the Dayon Rollins, and she wanted the Tallahassee artist and just Universal Queen. Her big brother, freaking neat. He a beast. He played multiple instruments. But
Okay.
I got to shoot a cover she did for Frank Ocean. It was sick. It
Wow.
is down in Tallahassee, and that's when I first started learning the camera. I was still on iMovie. They had a
Mm.
computer, a little computer at the studio, so I just dropped the footage. My first, I started shooting with Nikon, my first camera. Yep.
Uh,
And I shot that cover and started learning slow motion. And one of the shots just really did it for me. It was like this slow pan of her walking, but the slow pan of like the flowers in front of the studio with like the bee flying around it. And
mm-hmm.
just to get to shooting 60 frames and see how cinematic it could look, that was where it really, really got to me. Like, yes, I gotta capture stuff like that. So my
Yeah.
company is called The Realist Visions. And yeah, I've been shooting for a while now. Shooting for about 10 years, and I'm 30, so about 20 I got my first camera, Nikon. I shoot with the Sony now. One of the artists, King, he just came over. I got a character I call Trick James, and I just dropped a song I did of called Landmine. I have cut up one of the Trick James songs, made a beat out of it, and just put that character out. And the artist he seen it, his name Game Time Pete. He come here to New Levels here in Las Vegas, and he was like, bro, you gotta keep doing it. I love Trick James. It just seemed like you having so much fun, bro. He was like, and it go. And one of the sessions here, I was shooting for the single I just dropped. It's called Snooping.
Uh-huh.
And, I got this little tripod from Goodwill, and the camera was so heavy, the leg started sliding down, and the camera fell while I was setting up the lighting. And I turned around, and the mirror had slid out, so the camera was done. I went
Mm.
online and posted to everybody, the camera just fell, so stay tuned. I'll, saying be upload
Yeah.
video. I went on ahead and chopped up Snoop and put it out and things, but William had came out, and King was coming to the studio, and William had brought me a camera from this lady named Dana. She shot like Oprah and everybody, and she brought me the body. It's a Canon, but Douglas was endorsed by Canon, and his wife Francois gave me one of his original lens, and it's got his initials on it. It's fire. So that's what I really got to start shooting with. And Snooping came, and then like I got so much stuff I haven't dropped yet, like videos, but I'm shooting with King. Game Time P had came through and gave me the Sony as a gift, and then it was a dream camera, and he got a whole nother like foreign version, so it's fire with the adapter that the Sony camera take the Canon lens. So
Yeah.
I'm like I'm like in there like to where like it's another level of being able to capture. So all that time in between to get to now is amazing. But filming, I got a lot of opportunity to shoot on the road too. So I
Yeah.
done shot a lot of P-Funk shows, and then being around William, he
Oh, that's
gave me all
dope.
the game and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, it's been beautiful to be able to shoot pictures of the babies growing up. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I got so many like high quality pictures of like family and those beautiful moments of being in like Russia or
Yeah.
Sao Paulo, Brazil for the like with most Def and Talib Kweli, like amazing moment. I got some pictures of granddaddy that are the ones. And when
Yeah.
I do drop them, they are going to be those pictures of George
Yeah.
Clinton,
Yeah.
So getting to learn it, being around Great Dane and William Thorin, and even Surreal is another family of Monty. He's one of Granddaddy's friends from France, music
Okay.
manager and things like that. Love him, super awesome. Connect me with amazing people. Connect me with Surreal. And I was trying to figure out why, because I was shooting on auto. Why is my film or picture so grainy? And I stayed at his house one night in LA before him and Monty took me to a studio the next day to meet one of their friends and work on some stuff. But he told me he had this little glass lamp in front of his house, and he put the camera on manual, and he was like, the lower the ISO, the sharper the image. And when he taught me that, and I seen on the screen that it was clean like that, it was over. Because I was shooting on automatic until I got to manual. Then the
Mm,
whole game changed. Then I learned the ISO, the aperture, the shutter speed. And now I'm just like trying to take it to all I'm going to, and working and traveling through all the pro
yeah,
levels so I can teach others. But it was different picking it up. And where I'm at now, I'm super excited. And I got into green screen. Green screen changed the whole world for me because it's the realist vision style of shooting green screen. So
okay,
yeah. Once I started chopping them green screen videos up and being creative like that and learning keyframes and all these other little things of it just got a whole nother world to it. Lighting is super important. All the settings are your project, the getting to be a producer and director and stuff like that. Working with people, I love the opportunity to like assist the artist with
mm,
gear. I love the video
right,
shoots that I've been in. It was a natural for me as far
mm,
as wanting to do that, but once I got to like I'm gonna make you sick video shoot with Video God, and the dude walked in there with a whole rack of wardrobe and everybody putting on super dope stuff, and seeing Granddaddy like, oh, I want this jacket, I'm buying it off you, and the dude was like, yeah, you can buy it, but it's like he had like super special pieces for a
yeah,
certain artist, and they're like, the signatures. So that's what really did it too. So when I do shoot people, I super like a system. Like I got the whole wardrobe. Like I got hella glasses. Like
yeah,
you could wear any chain you want, bro. Put this jacket on. Let me make you a character real fast before we
yeah,
start. I get a test shot as they are, and then I put them into character, and it'd be a whole nother person and vibe. So being able to turn them into something and see themselves like that, it'd be a whole nother thing because they
yeah,
weren't like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a beautiful part of being able to put those things together too. Yeah, and I got all the most wonderful, funky people around me to give me all the dopest props. So I get to
yeah,
utilize all that within the film and things. So, and I'm inspired by all the greats. I want to shoot. I definitely desire to shoot movies like Spike Lee, Hype Williams, those types of movies and music
yeah,
videos, Belly, and all the traditional or signature looks of Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott. All
yeah,
that. I need all of that. I need the funkadelic things of Overton Lloyd. I want all the animations and yeah, we just getting started, so we got all these, and the technology is where it is now. So,
yeah.
oh yeah, we got the upper hand and all the hands on it. And that's where it's at.
Yeah, man. Next level, man. That's what
Yeah.
it's all about, man. Just like you said,
Mhm.
getting the knowledge and expanding on that and building on it, man. That's what's up.
Easy.
Yeah.
I love that.
What's next on the menu, man? I know you said right now you got the you're working on the three projects in May, or for
Yeah.
due for May.
Yeah.
Now, is there any other videos in the works or any other, side projects besides the albums or anything like that? Or upcoming, are you going to be back on the road anytime soon?
Man, I just got off the man. Third just hit me just now while we was getting the setup.
Yeah.
He said, "Bro, hit Auntie Barb right now. Do not text. Call her. I'm on a flight. You need to be there tomorrow. It's the red carpet movie premiere for Spinning Gold. You need to be in LA tomorrow."
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
just hit Auntie Barb.
That do drop tomorrow, huh?
Yeah. The premiere come out, and then I think the movie drop on the 31st. I think.
The 31st. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of
Yeah.
days.
So if yeah, make sure you know what I'm saying. If anybody don't know, Spinning Gold is coming out March 31st, I believe, and yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful experience. It was a great experience filming in New Jersey with Khalifa playing Granddaddy and R3GP getting to step in and
Yeah.
film with Neil Bogart's kids. We love them. They are boys and stuff. Brad. And yeah, it was so dope to meet like Jay Farrell and all the the cast and all the people who were doing production. Man, it was super dope. It was fun.
Right.
It's coming out, and yeah, Third just hit me like, bro. Yeah, I don't know if you know, but you need to be there tomorrow. I need my bro there with me on the red carpet, and I'm super open to it. It's last, what I'm saying, it's all last minute, but it ain't nothing like I'll being all around the world for the phone. It ain't none. That's right
Yeah.
next door down the street. So
Yeah.
However I need to slide, fly, get on the bus or drive, however it need to be done. If it's not, I'm still there anyway. I'm always there, you know.
Oh, you gotta be there, man.
Yeah,
You was a
but
part of it, man. You gotta be
I'm there.
there.
I'm there, but I'm so, you know, on the new level of being appointing. You know, I
Yeah,
got to appoint that, you know, being in that situation, even though I'm the baby, I got babies. Because
yeah,
that's the reason for a lot of people who've been asking and stuff. I haven't really communicated, but they know for themselves
yeah,
that I haven't been on the road for granted. The babies, like my wife and you know the babies and all my
yeah,
family, that especially you know the wife and the babies that
yeah,
need me right now, and all the time I've been on the road for 12 years. You
yeah,
know, I'm just turned 30. I've done everything I've done, but I definitely don't want to like be without being able to do for either or.
yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta make. I want to come bearing gifts to granddaddy and not have to ask for granddaddy for not like.
right,
I want to
right,
come turn P Funk up. I want to
right,
come turn the babies up. You dig? I gotta make sure they all got it. So Trezay gotta make it happen for
yeah,
P Funk. Period. You know, for you know future generations and you know prior and past. So that's the reason. If I'm not present and I'm present, is because daddy take them babies to school at 6:15 and 7 o'clock in the morning, you
that's
know, to
right.
get to high school and middle school. And I love to be on that red carpet, but the stars got to get to school first. You dig?
Yeah,
But they'll hold it down. You know what I'm saying? They're going to hold it down and I'm going to hold it up. You know, I got to be like that about it. You know, so
yeah,
that's the new wave of it. That's the new transition. Like that's really the way to be. I gotta have them go hold it down. But if it's most appropriate and I could appoint, like my baby is tomorrow Wednesday, he got a soccer game either at home or away. And if it's away, then the wife gotta drive if she go or come pick him up from the school when the school
right.
bus get back. But all of that's gotta be organized. And I didn't know anything about no premiere tomorrow without Third just telling me why he on the way to LA right now. So they know I'm holding it down and they about to go hold it down. But Third,
Yeah,
he hit me and say, hit Barb. So she could hit Brad. So you could be there tomorrow.
yeah,
But I'm gonna be there tomorrow regardless if I'm not. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
I gotta be like that on the one because I gotta make sure the babies is taken care of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
and
new
like you said,
levels.
it's just next door, so you ain't going too far.
Yeah, no. Hey, if they hit me back, if they already have it and they got the flight or even the bus or whatever, the gas money or whatever, however it need to be done,
Yeah,
just make sure the mothership ready to depart and I'm there for sure, for sure.
I
I'm
know
gonna
that's
put
right.
look, even if they send Cowboy or anybody else the money right now, they down to drive. They'll slide me. Let
Right,
me know
right.
the itinerary, what time we need to meet, and where we at the location. Oh, for sure, for sure. And that's one of my specialties. They know me for that, showing up right when we go on. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I love it. That's one thing about it because that's in design. That's God's timing. So
Yeah,
I'm always cool on it. I'm super cool on it. I gotta be.
no
But
doubt.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. We gonna see. I see some messages. I ain't clicked on them yet. So we gonna see for sure. I love that shirt you got on too. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you, man. Thank you,
yeah.
man. Gotta
Mhm.
represent, man.
That's cool. That's what I'm talking about. But
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, man. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the movie, man, and seeing what everybody has done on this project. For those that don't know, the movie is about Casablanca Records, whom Parliament was signed to for many years. Other great acts, Kiss, and then also Donna Summer, and a lot of legendary acts were signed to the label. And this story, Spinning Gold, tells that story about the label and its infamous artists.
Let's
So
do it.
yeah, as Trezay mentioned, it comes out on the 31st. So definitely go out and check that movie out. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. And on that note, man, I wanna go ahead and wrap up, man. And I wanna thank you, man. And I honestly, man, you shared so many gems and so much knowledge about about what you've done and music and things like that, man. I'm totally just thankful for you just sitting down and taking this time to talk with me and my viewers as well. So I appreciate you, my brother, and much love to you.
You too, brother. Thank you so much for having me. You give me so much life and making my face hurt from smiling, man. You know, I'm super universal with it. It took me to all the new levels I
It's all good, man.
desire
It's
to
all
be,
good.
man. Thank you, man.
No
Words on the
problem, man.
mouth, dude. For real, nigga face.
and, don't, and
Yay.
and those that don't know, like I mentioned, man, Jose and I, we done a couple of songs together. We did a song called Spaceship on our Deep Boys project, and we have another song that we included him on. It's called "You Ain't Getting Up in Here" backstage, which I'm going to be putting out next month. Uh,
Ooh.
he's also on that track there. So yeah, we got a couple of projects that we've done with him. So we looking forward to getting that stuff out to the public so everybody can rock
Hey,
out to that, you know.
that's right.
And T, if you don't mind, man, before we depart, if you don't mind just letting the viewers know where they can find you, find your music, your Instagram handle, whatever you want to share, man. Just let our viewers know where we can find your music and everything.
Yeah, any search engine around this mug, you know, any search engine, you could definitely look up Trazae Clinton. Trazae might have an apostrophe in it. You could find Tra''Zae, and a lot more special things and secret hidden things might pop up because of that little special little mark you got in there. It's called an apostrophe. If you put that between the A and the Z, you'll get a whole nother world of me. But yeah, 3GP, Gorangutang, you know what I'm saying? My D boys, man, I got so many things, stars at a bazaar and stuff like that. But yeah, any search engine, you can just find Trizay, also Trasberry Ray on TikTok. You can find me there. But if you just look up Trizay, a whole world of me will pop up. Be sure to just look at web images, videos, news. Just click on all the tabs and you get an unlimited world of me. Just Trazae. That's how it's gonna be me. Or you could always Google, uh Gorangutang, Gorangutang, and you'll get a whole nother world of us, 3GP, and all the collectives of stuff. But the links is all gonna be there. You're gonna be connected to so many things. But yeah, just look up the one on the one, and you'll find everything you need, and it'll link to everybody else, and that's where it's at on Bandcamp. Trazae Clinton on Bandcamp, all 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 platforms. But yeah, DistroKid is delivering. Shout out to Philip, man, the CEO at DistroKid, giving so much love from the jump to get us started to be able to put this music out. And shout out to all the artists and all the fans and all the family. And shout out to my boy JD, man, my bros, you feel me? Just holding it down. So yeah, that's where it's at. I am Trazae Lewis Clinton, third generation Parliament-Funkadelic, first generation of Gorangutang. And yeah, we just getting started, you know what I'm saying? The one on the one. Yeah, easy.
Just getting started, y'all,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. That's right.
Yes, for sure. We thank you, man, so much for your time, man. Just
Thank
keep
you,
doing what you're doing, man. Just keep kicking ass and keep funking around for fun, man. That's what it's all about, man. Just
man.
live it up, man. So we
Love
want to
that.
thank our viewers for dropping in on Digital Soul Presents. We had Trazae Clinton here, coming from funk royalty in here, representing some new funk for the new millennium. We thank you so much.
Right.
Tune in next time. Thank you so much, my peeps. Peace.
Easy, peace.
Cool, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, bro. It's all about that. I love that. Thank you for having me.